to start with is expanded form. So expanded form just means that we are breaking it down to hundreds, tens, and ones. So let's look at the first one. The first one is 627 minus 485 equals n. And n just represents a number that is unknown. We do not say borrowed. We are not borrowing the numbers, the hundreds. We are decomposing. We are breaking it down because we cannot give it back. Okay, so for this one, we are going to expand it into 600 plus 20 plus 7, and then 485. We break down by the hundreds, which is 400 plus 80 plus 5. So we have 7 and we're trying to take 5. We can do that because 7 is greater than 5, so our answer is 2. We have 20 we're trying to take 80 from. We cannot do that. We would get into a negative number. So you have to then, we're not borrowing, we're decomposing. So we're decomposing our 600. We're going to take 100 from it. So our 600 then turns into a 500. And then we replace the 20 with 120 because we are adding that 100 to our tens place. We then have 120, and we're taking 80 from 120, and then we get 40. And then 500 minus 400 is 100. Then we have to combine our numbers, so 100 plus 40 plus 2 is 142. Okay. Now, let's move on to the number line. So we have our open number line. For subtraction, you always want to start on the right. Okay? So and you always want to start with a larger number. So we have 627 is our larger number, and we're going to take away 485. Okay? It is up to your child as to how they would like to break down 485. Some students will take all of the hundreds, so they'll go and subtract minus 400. Some students like to do minus 100, then minus 100, minus 100. It's up to your student's preference as to what they would like to do. I will just stick with 400. So then you subtract 400, you then get 227. Then again, your student's preference. If they want to take all of the tens away, they can subtract all 80. Or they can break it down to 20 and 60, however they would like to. So then we've got 147, and then you subtract your ones to get 142. You can also subtract the ones first, then the tens, and then the hundreds. Again, it's up to your student's preference. Okay. Moving on to the place value block drawing that is on the back. You are going to, again, start with a larger number. So 627 minus 485 equals n. Again, n is your unknown number. You're going to draw your larger number. So that would be 627. You need to keep your place value chart in order to keep everything organized. And they don't have to write hundreds, tens, and ones. They can shorten it to H, meaning hundreds, T, meaning tens, and O, meaning ones. Sorry. So you're going to start with your larger number and you're going to draw that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we've got 2 tens and we've got 6 hundreds. Okay. Now you're going to subtract the 485. So you are going to mark that out. So we have 7, we're going to take 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're then left with 2. Okay? You have 2, you're trying to take it away, you cannot. So we decompose, we take 100, we cross it out, and we regroup it to the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So now we have enough to take 8 away. You can cross it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you are left with 4 tens, which represents 40. 4 tens equals 40. Okay? Then you're going to start with your hundreds. 600 minus 400, but we decomposed it. So now you're left with 5. You're going to mark out the 4. And you're left with a 100. Then you add it together. for your answer to be 140.